Hi and welcome to Winners Corner. This Sunday we are taking a trip to our neighbor country, Norway, who is offering us a V75 round. And sports-wise, it's a great day. The best 3- and 4-year-old horses in Norway are battling it out at Bjerke racetrack in criterium and derby races. And Mike, what are your expectations for this day?
Well, sports-wise, they're real high. I think this has got to be the second best race day all year in Norway, and a lot of money's at stake. A cool $1 million to the winner of the Derby, for instance. So great races.
Okay, let's start immediately in race 2. It's the Norwegian criterium for 3-year-old mares, 2,100 meters. And what can you tell us about these young mares in the race?
Well, a couple of them look really promising, especially Langeveg's horse here. That's a real superstar in the future. But I'm going to go for number 1, Kalina. From an excellent post, I think that Vidar Hope and Frode Hamre have an excellent chance to finish in the top 3. Probably even have a chance to win it. She was quite impressive in the elimination, and she was the horse that impressed me the second most. Langeveg's was the most impressive. So possibly go for a Quinella with those two. But Kalina from the excellent post, definitely in the top 3.
So a nice soft show bet there is what we start off with in race 2 with horse number 1, Kalina. We move on to race 3, which is the Norwegian Trotting Derby for cold-blooded mares. They're all 4 years old, Mike, and what do you want to turn our attention towards here?
For me, 2 horses stand out. There's a strong Swedish contender, but I think it's going to be hard to beat the Norwegians here. Number 2, Brenne Blissi, is a favorite of mine. Very consistent performer. She's fast. She's got gate speed. She's got it all. And the way she looked in the elimination, I think that she's going to be very hard to beat here. So Brenne Blissi is my favorite to win this. But to get the odds up a bit, I'm going to combine her on a Quinella along with number 9, Møllerjerka. This one also impressed in the elimination, very fast time, and is trained by Øystein Chomslund. And you know by now that he's my favorite trainer when it comes to the cold bloods. He's always got them trotting. They're all stable. They're very focused and always performs better when it's time for the big money. So I think it's going to be a battle between Brenne Blissi and Møllerjerka.
And this means that we have a Quinella suggestion here in race 3 with horse number 2, Brenne Blissi, and number 9, Møllerjerka. We turn the page to the 5th race of the day, and it equals the start of the V75 round, and this is a long-distance race, 3,100 meters, and the horses it's 15 of them, and they are divided up over 4 tiers. Mike, how have you been analyzing this race?
It's a very tricky race. Not too many of these horses have good results recently, and I think that this could very well be an upset here in the first leg. And why not number 7, Double Spin? He's got one of the better chances, I feel, and completely overlooked on the V75 at the moment. Double Spin impressed me last time, came back to the track after a couple of months layoff and was quite impressive in 14.4. So I think with that race under his belt, he's probably going to move up in form quite a bit. And I always figured him to be a stayer horse who loves the long distance. So an outsider to like.
Okay, from a win bet then in race 5 to another win bet in the following race. And this is the Norwegian trotting criterion for cold-blooded horses. 12 3-year-old stallions are battling it out to try to get that prize check for the winner of 500,000 Norwegian crowns. Who's going to get it?
This time, I think it's going to go to Sweden, actually. We haven't had a chance like this in a long time. Number 3, Techno Eld, is king of the crop here in Sweden. He failed in the elimination for the Swedish criterium, but then in the final, he was back on top of his game and won it very comfortably. So he's far better than the other Swedish horses, and up against these tough Norwegian horses, I think he's got his work cut out for him, but I think he's better than them, and he can win this more or less from any position. But he's got Ulf Olsen in the race bike, so I think he's going to have a nice trip as well.
Great. We move on then to the daily double. And as usual, we have it this Sunday in races 10 and 11. And Mike, what do you think of the first DD race?
Very nice race. It's quite exciting to see a couple of these horses. We know them from Sweden on the V75, especially number 3, Viking Vabene. That's a superstar who now comes back after being down in France for a bit. And he's been away for a while. Maybe he needs a race, but he's got the class in him that I'm going to go for him as a banker here. He's better than the rest here, and I'm hoping he's trained for the race here.
DD2 is the Norwegian Derby, and the best Norwegian-born 4-year-old horses are battling it out, and we have a huge favorite here in number 4, Ferrari BR. Tell us about this horse.
He's been amazing this year. He did a world record time a couple of months ago, and he just looks unbelievably good. We were hoping to see him here in Sweden for a couple of races, but unfortunately that hasn't worked out. But I'm sure we'll see him at the end of May here at Solvalla. He's going to win this one very comfortably, if only he's not sick. But he's going to race without shoes. He's going to go to the lead right away, and after that, there's none of these horses that can beat him if he's healthy.
So this means that we have a single combination for the Daily Double this Sunday. And we jump straight now on to the V75 round, the Pick 7 round. And as usual, you know the rules. We have to find the winner in 7 races. Mike, here we can see your V75 suggestion, and we can see that you have 3 bankers. 2 we've already talked about, and that is number 3, Techno Eld in V75-2, and number 4, Ferrari BR in the last leg. How come number 12, Järvsörappen, turned out to be your 3rd banker in this round? Because he's far from being the favorite.
Well, since he moved to Frodehamre, he's been very impressive. And the last 2 wins have been in just over 20. So I think when race day comes, I think that he will be the favorite. The Norwegians know this horse better than the Swedes, and I think he stands out in a class on his own there.
Okay, anything you want to say about the 4th leg? It looks as if you think this is a tricky one to solve.
It is very tricky. Banker RP number 2 is probably going to be the favorite, and that's a really tough horse. But since I have a few favorites as bankers, I'm hoping to get the payout up. And I think the 1st and the 4th leg offers the best chance to see upsets.
So these 504 combinations will hopefully be sufficient for us to get 7 correct this V75 round at Bjerke Racetrack. Of course, you find all the information you need to find out about this round at our website, swedishhorseracing.com. And now we wish you the best of luck with your bets this Sunday. Bye-bye.